How's everybody doing today? This is Nick with Florida Man Outdoors, and I'm finally pushing on a new video for everybody. The reason that it took me so long to get some of these videos out is I had a kid about a year and a half ago, and I started jiu-jitsu around the same time. So I've been super busy the last year and a half, and I'm finally going to be making some new videos. This one is one that's been highly requested by a lot of people. And what's going on here is I have the Q Honey Badger for everybody. So this is going to be my complete Honey Badger. This is the way I'm going to leave it. I'm not touching anything on there. Actually, I was thinking about getting a riser for this, but I'm kind of debating on that because I don't want to add any more weight. I like keeping this as light as possible. Just going to give everybody a heads up. This is all paid with my money. I have no sponsors. Nobody sent me anything to test, trial, anything like that. That's the ammo. It was all paid with my money that I pretty much ran through this, which was 220 grain subsonic from Ammo Inc., the stealth ammo. Just for some reason, I chose that ammo to run. Everything ran perfectly fine. Haven't had an issue yet. So I've been just putting that down range for a while. So I will show clear for everybody. I've already cleared it 9 times because this is my third take on this video. So just a heads up, not paid for any of this, no paid sponsors, no nothing. This is just what I built, what I bought with my own money, and what I thought was going to be the best setup for this rifle. There's probably better options out there as far as cans or lights or red dots or holographics, whatever you want. But it's just one of those things that this is what I thought was going to work for me for my situation. So goal for this gun was a house home defense gun, and then also a traveling truck gun. So if I go on the road, this is in there with me. Pretty much anywhere. I live in the state of Florida, so this works for every situation. It's super compact, super lightweight. The heaviest thing I think on here is probably this optic setup. So that was a tough choice for me on what to do. I wanted to keep this as robust as possible, but I also wanted to keep it as light as possible. So I went heavy on certain things, I went lighter on other things. So I'm going to start off. This is going to be the Q Honey Badger. This is their, I want to say probably almost their 1.5 generation, because they did some upgrades from the first generation to the second generation. First, they started off with the Geissele trigger, then they went to the Q, literally the best trigger is what it's called. And then after that, they then went to a 2-piece bolt carrier in the second generation. And with the 2-piece bolt carrier, it made the takedown system a lot easier, so you can just kind of take it down like an AR-15 instead of having a captured buffer back here. And the captured buffer, you pretty much the takedown is the spring has to come out. You got to force the spring back in there. You got to line everything up. Kind of a small pain in the ass, but it's not the end of the world. So I'll give you a rundown of what I got on it first. I have the Dead Air Nomad TI with a Plan B hub on the back. This is going to be the mod light, and it's the full-size mod light. I want to say it's like a 1650 or something like that. And then this is going to be with their pressure pad right here. So the pressure pad is integrated to the mount, which goes right onto the rail. This is a Lunar Concept hot pocket on there, which is going to be like a silicone inlay to protect your hand from the heat on the rail. This is just a hand stop. I can't remember the brand of the hand stop. It might be an Arisaka Defense, I think, something like that. Then we have the EOTech, the 300 blackout version, which has holdovers directly on it. So you pretty much just zero it for the main dot in the center, and then you're going to just go ahead and, well, I always check my zero, so I shot it out to 150 and it's pretty spot on. And then I have a 3x micro magnifier, which is flipped to the side, not the flip to center like a lot of people are doing with the raised EOTechs, and then the raised red dots also. Generally just because I want to keep the weight down right now, but I can see benefits on both sides, so I might do that later on. That's the only thing I'm thinking about changing on here. So other than that, I got the Edgar Sherman design sling. It's mounted with some paracord on the front, and then it's threaded through the brace on the back. So that's just a couple updates, upgrades that I did. Overall review with this, honestly, I really like it. Some days that I sit back and I think, okay, should I have gone with the Sig Spear LT, or they finally brought out the Scar 15P in 300 blackout after years of teasing it. That was another one that I was looking at between the two, but personally, I really like this one a lot. I have no issues with it. About 1,500, 1,700 rounds in after the year, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's not a lot high round count. Well, when you're paying out of pocket, it's a lot of money, because it's about $1 a round when you're shooting subsonics, and that's mainly what I shot, because to me, if I'm shooting suppressed, I'm shooting subsonics. Like, I don't really have a reason to shoot supersonics out of this because I'm running a suppressor. Note, this is tuned from the factory to be shooting subs suppressed. So there's a lot of forums out there saying like, oh, I brought it to the range and I had trouble cycling my subsonics. And then you find out that they're not shooting it with a can, which makes no sense. So you have to have a can on this to shoot subsonics, or you have to open up the gas on the system. So this is a direct impingement system. There's an adjustable gas block right up in the front. You have a little Allen key that comes with it. So it's not a quick adjustment, but you just have the Allen key threaded in there. I have this tuned pretty much perfectly for what I do. I shoot 220 grain Stealth Ammo Inc. I've had no issues with it. The reason I chose that ammo is I can buy it cheaper in bulk than a lot of the other brands when it's on sale, so I've been able to save a little bit of money there. So a lot of people were asking me just for an update on this rifle, what my actual thoughts are on it, if I would still choose this over a lot of guns. Personally, yeah, I'd probably still choose this over the SIG and the FN. There's probably other ones out there that are, kind of can compete with this in the 300 blackout category, but it's just this is like an iconic weapon. There's a lot of hate on the Q guns itself, but I think they're really good engineered guns. I've had no issues at all. Everything is fed. Like, I've shot some cheaper ammo, I'm not gonna lie, just because trying to save some money, but 95% of what I shot is going to be the Ammo Inc., and I've had no issues with it. One of the things that I was gonna kind of gripe on, for me it's not an issue, but I've had some buddies test out the gun, and it's gonna be the 2-position stock. You have an open all the way out, which you can see that, and then you have a closed, which is there. That a lot of people gripe on that because their body profile is different. I have no issues. I'm 6'1", so I can stretch this thing all the way out and have no issues, and everything fits pretty well. Some of my buddies who are shorter, they want a middle position. They want it right about there. That's where it would work best for them. And that to me is just, if I'm there, I'm just gonna close it all the way, because it just keep it compact and I can still get good eye relief from everything too. So other than that, really I have no gripes on this gun at all. Everything ran well, everything's holding together well. I've brought this out to hog hunting, taken this out a couple times, probably just to swampy lands and everything, a lot of humidity, and I only cleaned it twice so far after 1,500 rounds. The reason, so I cleaned it once in the break-in period, which I usually give every gun a 500 round break-in period, and some people say, oh, you shouldn't have to break them in. I give every gun a 500 round break-in period. It's all machined metal. It's all basically brand new metal on metal stuff. So it's, if you bought a grill, you're gonna let the grill heat up so everything can cook off of it, all the oils and stuff like that. Same thing with this thing, you're gonna break in the gun. So I took it apart, made sure everything looked right, put it back together, went out and shot it 500 rounds, brought it back, cleaned it, and then I have not cleaned it since then because I really wanted to test its durability. And 1,000 rounds, I thought that was a pretty good durability test to see, like, what are we looking at? Am I gonna have to, am I gonna have to clean it every 500 rounds? Am I gonna have to clean it every 1,000 rounds? So I don't plan on cleaning it again till I have a malfunction. Spray a little bit of oil on the bolt and just send it. That's just, to me, is the way I wanna test it, because I wanna know what the limits are of this rifle. One of the things that I would like to do usually is put a couple 1,000 rounds before I do a review on it, but with the price of ammo now coming down, it's a little easier to do. About a year and a half ago, ammo was still pretty expensive. So more of just a review on my build for the Honey Badger and the route that I went. One of the things people gripe on is having, I think this is a 7-inch barrel, something like that, and then having a flip 3 times magnifier. So I ran the magnifier because I go hog hunting, and to me, I would rather be a little bit more accurate with the magnifier and add the weight. Then, you know, it's probably something like 6 ounces. That's not the end of the world to me. You know, it's more of like, if I'm going hog hunting, I could just carry 1 less mag and be perfectly fine. And you know, so it's just if I was in a, you know, a different situation and I had to move for miles on miles on miles, I might lose the magnifier, but I don't see that being an issue. I just spend an extra day in the gym and be perfectly fine. But overall, I love the gun. I have no issues with it. If you're thinking about getting one, definitely, you know, just check them out, see if you can get to the range, find a buddy who has one, you know, fire it a little bit. Other than that, the rail's super thin, super close to the barrel, so this heats up, gets pretty hot pretty quick. So that's why I went with this Lunar Concepts hot pocket on there, and it's just super easy to install. Kind of has like a paracord on the top, but yep. Give them a check out. Can't say anything really bad about it. Had no issues. It's my main squeeze right now. And I think the only other thing I'd probably say that I would probably do to this is get the smaller light. I don't think the large light fits it properly. If I was running the actual integrated suppressor in there, integral suppressed version, it would probably fit a lot better because I would have more rail space. Having the compact rail space, the suppressor pushes down a lot, and then when you take the can off, you then have the cherry bomb lining right up with the head of the suppressor, which I shoot suppressed all the time on this gun. I don't really shoot it, so you can kind of see how that lines up. And I can see this causing an issue to the light in the future. So that's why I mainly shoot suppressed. But if I want to get the smaller light body, it will push it back a little bit, and it wouldn't be lining up directly with the cherry bomb. So that's the only other thing I think I'd probably do to this. But just a little update. You guys have any questions, put them in the comments in the bottom, and I'll try to answer them as, you know, as quickly and as efficiently as possible. But yeah, give these a check out. People who are trashing Q, they're trashing them because mainly the owner or some issue that they had or something like that. But like I said, I have no issues with this one. This is a 2024 model. So just really, I think it's a great gun overall. But yep, hopefully be making some more videos. Let me know what you guys want to see and what I can produce for you guys. Have a good day. God bless. Take care.